Found a little bit of fungal infection on the tomatoes behind me, so it's time for a little bit of surgery. This is EarlyBlight, Alternaria solani, a soil-borne fungus that infects, well, solanaceae plants, as you might have guessed from solani. You can identify it by the dark brown spots with concentric rings inside them, like a little target, usually circled by a yellow halo. It almost always starts down low on the oldest leaves before moving up the plant. Though, looking closely, I think a couple of these might be a secondary fungal infection, but no matter. Today's treatment will handle that too. The earlier you catch infection, the better. So, how did this fungus get here? The soil-borne fungus normally splashes up onto the leaves with overhead watering. But I water with drip, and I keep mulch on the soil. It's also possible it was already on the plant back at the nursery. And while it's less likely, it can travel from nearby infected plants on the wind or even by insects. I'm not sure exactly how it got here, but I can see it's currently only on one of my tomatoes, and I'm still going to treat all four to make sure it doesn't get a chance to spread. First, the pruners. A quick spray of 70% isopropyl alcohol before you start, and again if you move to another plant. You don't want to carry those spores around the garden. Then I carefully work through the plant. Anything that looks infected comes out. I'm leaving a few leaves with light yellow marks as a little test to see if the spread stops once I spray my treatment, but I'll keep a close eye on them and pull them if it keeps moving through the tissue. And I'm not just removing infected leaves, I'm also opening up any areas of heavy congestion to improve airflow, reduce moisture, and slow the spread. One tip, if you're planning to prune healthy growth 2 or uninfected plants, do the healthy stuff first. When you move from unhealthy to healthy sections, even with disinfectant, you increase the chances of carrying the infection with you. While I was down here, I pulled the biggest carrot in the bed. I plant carrots under the tomatoes. The canopy protects them from carrot worms. As I harvest these over the next few weeks, it'll open up the understory even more, which, as it turns out, is exactly what these tomatoes need right now. Now, don't feel too bad if you continue to notice yellow leaves on your plants over the coming days. Continue observing, trim as needed, and you can always treat again if you have to. Next, prevention. I'm trimming the lowest branches off entirely to open up a gap between the plant and the soil. When you water overhead, or when it rains, droplets hit the ground and splash soil up onto the lower leaves. And the soil is exactly where these spores wait. Raise the canopy to break that path, and you cut your risk of reinfection. I'm tossing these trimmings into the city compost bin. Early blight is one of the few pathogens that really does survive in soil and on dead debris. So a cold compost pile like mine won't kill the spores. Now, you'll hear no-dig folks like Charles Doting say blighted material composts just fine, and for late blight, they're right. That one needs living tissue and dies off in the heap. But early blight is a different animal, so today I'm playing it safe. Now for the smelly part. This is Revitalize, a biofungicide. The reason I always apply this after pruning is that it doesn't remove any existing infection. It prevents new ones. So the physical removal always comes first. The active ingredient isn't a chemical at all. It's a living, beneficial bacterium, Bacillus amyloquofaciens. I sure hope I pronounced that right. These bacteria colonize the leaf surface and produce antifungal compounds that directly suppress the pathogens, crowding it out. Over time, they also trigger the plant's own defenses. When you apply it, make sure you get good coverage and follow the label to reapply as needed. I've had good results with this product, but every garden is a little different, and it sometimes takes some trial and error to find the right organic fungicide for your conditions. I'll check back in once the Revitalize has had a chance to do its job. In the meantime, if you've noticed any yellowing on your tomato leaves, drop a comment below and I'll see if I can help you figure out what's going on. And of course, remember, the #1 way to prevent fungal infections is to click the like button. It works, promise.